Relationships don't have to be messy and complicated. Now, before you call me crazy, hi, I'm Komal, and I am the host of Before You Call Me Crazy. And today I'll be talking about all the ways you can keep a relationship simple, happy, and healthy. There is not a 20-step guideline to keeping your relationship perfect. Like, let me just say, sometimes keeping it simple is the best thing you can do. I used to be the messiest person on earth. Like, if you want a relationship that is messy, contact me. And that's who I used to be. And then I met Max, who is my current boyfriend, and I love him, and he's a very simple man, okay? When it comes to messiness, drama, it's like he's never even heard of drama. Like, he is so not messy, okay? Like, he's very simple when it comes to all that stuff. And the minute I got into a relationship with him, I learned from him almost immediately how simple he kind of takes a relationship in a way. And immediately, I just kind of took on that mindset that he had. And we didn't, and knock on wood, we didn't have issues for so long. Like, so many of my friends, and we didn't. We still don't have any big issues. And I'm going to show you how we did that. And people on TikTok also, sue me. I'm in a TikTok relationship. No, literally, I will profit off that. I don't care, you guys. I will post my relationship. It brings in those views, and baby, I will do it. But everyone on TikTok is always commenting, how do you guys keep your relationship so happy and healthy? Like, at least on camera, it seems very happy and healthy. And I will not lie, we actually are very happy and healthy. And let me tell you, the key to being perfect, but there is no perfect. All relationships have ups and downs, okay? Number one is trust. Trust is the number one thing to have in a relationship, okay? Because when you are with someone, you don't know. First of all, when you are with someone, that person could literally potentially be the husband of your children, or the wife of your children. Do you know what I mean? That person could literally be life or death to you. You need to trust whoever you are with. Even that was a really dramatic scenario. You should not be scared anytime your person goes to a party, or scared anytime your person isn't answering the phone. You should have full trust in that person. I know for a fact, whatever Max is doing right now, it's not cheating. Do you know what I mean? It's not lying to me. It's not doing any of that. And I believe that because I have full trust in my relationship. And when you don't have full trust, that is when all the accusations come in. What were you doing? With who? Why are you doing that? And then the other party's why are you accusing me? What did I do to you? You know what I mean? So I feel if you don't have trust, the relationship just can't proceed, because a relationship is all about feeling safe and feeling calm. Relationships are all about being safe, feeling comfortable. When you see your partner, you should not, and you don't want to have I wonder where he was today. I wonder who he is with today. You know what I mean? You should be I'm so glad to see this person, and I feel safe. Okay, so before I came to film this podcast, for example, I was very nervous. And the only thing I was wishing in my head was, if Max was here right now at the airport, I wouldn't feel nervous, because he feels safe to me. He makes me feel calm, okay? Anyways, that's a good example of what your relationship should be like when it comes to trust. Next is embrace the imperfectness of your relationship, okay? Now, I have struggled with this, okay? I really have struggled with this. For example, when you're in the honeymoon phase, right? The honeymoon phase is called that for a reason, okay? The first 3 months of your relationship, you truly kind of believe that your partner is perfect, okay? You're he could never do anything wrong. I love him so much. The honeymoon phase is when everything is happy cherries, rainbows, unicorns, they're flying all over the place, okay? That is the honeymoon phase. And when you get out of the honeymoon phase, it becomes and why a lot of relationships end after 3 months is because after the honeymoon phase, you kind of see, the flaws of that person. And that is when you have to embrace the imperfectness. You kind of decide then and there, do you want to stay with this person knowing their flaws, right? Do you feel like the flaws are something you guys can work through together, or something you can live with, or whatever? You know what I mean. But you need to remember that while all of this is happening, and I struggle with this because sometimes Max will make a mistake and I'll get so angry. And I'm like, wait, hold on. And then this is going to change your life. It changed mine. You have to ask yourself, could I make the same mistake? And if the answer is yes, you need to take a step back and not be angry. Because the thing is that it's very easy to forget that the person you're in a relationship with is human and also can make mistakes. Because when you're in love with someone, your mind is like, oh, this person's perfect. And then when they make a mistake, you're like, oh, I'm so mad at you. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's easy to slip into like, oh, this person's an angel. They're so perfect. I love them. They're the perfect boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it is. But it's more to remind yourself that if they make a mistake, if you could make that same mistake, which most likely you probably could, then you should not be making such a big deal about it. I mean, obviously it depends on the situation, but you should then treat your partner how you would want to be treated if you made that mistake. So basically treating your partner how you would want to be treated if you made that mistake like they did. And I struggle with this because I'm a very impatient person. And so like sometimes when Max makes a mistake that like bothers my impatientness, I'll like get really angry really fast. I'll be like, oh, why are you doing this? Like, oh, like I get so angry like that. Okay. And then I'm like, wait, that was like not even like mean or like malicious, like at all. Like that was just a mistake. I could definitely make that mistake. I should not be angry. Like he's human. Like even though I'm obsessed with him and I think he's like perfect, he's literally human. And sometimes you just like need a reality check yourself. Like, wait, if I could make the same mistake, they could too. Now, my third piece of advice for a, in quotation marks, perfect relationship, I would say just healthy, but anyways, is having healthy boundaries. Okay. Now this is again, now I haven't struggled with this because as I've talked about before on this podcast, I am very independent and like when I want alone time, like I want alone time. Okay. But for a lot of relationships, and I've seen this like with all my friends and like the relationships they've been in and all of that, it's very difficult sometimes to create healthy boundaries and giving yourself time away from that person. Have you ever been on like a vacation with your friend and by the end of the vacation, you guys both like fucking hate each other? But like obviously you're still best friends, like you love each other, but you've just like been around each other way too much. And then you're like, oh, get me out of this car with them. Like I can't do it anymore. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of the times if you're having issues in your relationship, it might just be because you just need space. Because at the end of the day, yes, you love that person. Yes, you're like a team, you're a pair, but you still need your own independent alone time. And so I think creating healthy boundaries is like so important in a relationship. Like even though it's so hard, because like obviously when that person is like at your fingertips, you want to spend every second of every day together, right? You want to be like, oh, let's do breakfast together and then let's go shopping and then let's do lunch together and then let's work in the office together and then let's do dinner. Like a lot of times, especially like college relationships, I will say, but like, I mean, I bet this like happens to a lot of people just overall. You just want to spend every aspect and without even realizing, you end up with no alone time, no time to just be yourself alone, no time to, you know, just chill out with no one else there. And even though it feels like, oh, but my life is perfect with my partner doing everything with me, I think you realize how much it impacts you because then one day you're going to be alone. I'm not saying you guys broke up, but like one day you're going to be alone. They're going to be on a work trip or something and you don't know what to do with yourself. You're going to be like, help. Or you're going to feel dependent on that person. If you're spending every day with someone, you're going to be dependent on them without even realizing in a way, okay? And there's nothing wrong with being dependent on your partner, but I am saying that to an extent. Do you know what I mean? Like it shouldn't be that you like feel like the world is ending when they're gone for 3 days. But I do think the perfect way to just create a healthy boundary where you can spend 5 days a week with them and then just for the 6th and 7th day, just spend like half of those days alone in the city. Anyways, I'm not saying it's bad to be dependent on someone. I am not saying that's evil, that's bad, none of that. But I am saying that if you just take a few hours or even a day or 2 days a week for yourself, it will still make you feel like you have a personality, you are a person outside of the relationship. You know what I mean? It's so easy to get tangled up and be like, oh, we're a pair, we're a team, and then lose who you are. Wow, that was iconic. Yeah, you don't want to lose who you are. So that's why I think it's so important to create these healthy boundaries so you can still be your own person within the relationship. You know what I mean? I hope this helps anyone if you are in a relationship or maybe you're going to be in a relationship in the future. Just keep these things in mind, in the back of your mind, tuck them away, and I hope they help. So yeah. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Before You Call Me Crazy. Follow me on Instagram if you want to see when the next episodes will be posted. And if you watch this, you are hot, iconic, cool, awesome, and crazy. Yeah, bye.